Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ask Us Anything, and a very happy Halloween to you all. We are coming to you live from Oakland, Michigan, our Sticks and Bricks home here. We are Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and our green screen's got our big Halloween theme behind us.
This is so much easier than carving them.
Yeah, how'd you like that? And look at that; it's right between the two of us. So that is great. Well, we are delighted to have everybody here, and thank you for joining us. It is Halloween week. Can you believe that? We were talking just a little bit ago with Wendy, who helps us with the newsletter, and she was saying how you can tell that the RV season is kind of in transition. That there aren't quite as many stories out there that we're finding, and that's true. There really aren't because we are at the time of year where the snowbirds are about to start their migration.
And the first wave of them will be heading south, usually right around Halloween.
Yeah, right around Thanksgiving, and that's pretty good. Well, I see a lot of you checking in, and we'll just say a quick hello to everybody who is out there first. Let's kind of do that. And we'll kind of be able to walk through some of those. And then we've got lots to talk about and to show with you today. Let's start with Karen, who is in cold and rainy Butler, Pennsylvania. Cold here in Michigan, too. Hi to Pam Morrison, who's in San Francisco. To Phyllis Kerr. And Phyllis, we want to say thank you. Phyllis is in southeast Iowa. And big shout out to Phyllis. Phyllis is one of our brand new moderators. Now, if you follow the super chat that's just going off to the right-hand side of your screen there, you see how fast and furious all the comments go, and sometimes you get spammers and trolls and people in there, and we're just delighted to have Phyllis as a moderator. So thank you, Phyllis, for being there. And Diana is also a moderator, and we haven't seen her yet, but when she jumps in, we'll say hello. So that's good. Pam says, we're in Iowa. I love it when you guys talk to each other, and Phyllis says she's 20 minutes away. That's great. Carol is in San Jose, California. She's formerly from Warren, Michigan. Andrew from the heart of Red Sox Nation. Woohoo, go Sox! Just south of Boston. Hello to our friend Maureen Tweedley, who is in Richmond, British Columbia. Drew joins us from Abbeville, Louisiana. Rhonda from North Carolina. Mike from Wisconsin. And gosh, you guys are coming. I love what Rhonda says. She says, everybody hit that thumbs up. Yep. Google likes those thumbs up. So thank you guys for doing that. And you're coming so fast and furious here that I can't possibly begin to acknowledge everybody. So thank you. That super fast is really, really fast. And we'll kind of go through some of that. But we see people from all across the country, and we'll try and get to some of those a little later. First, let's talk about Jennifer. She's got a bad voice. I've
got a cold. Last Sunday, right after the show, I got sick.
Yep, but after we finish this, you said you started to get a sore throat.
Yep. So anyway, I've had kind of a snow week.
Yeah, so if her voice cracks or if she doesn't talk as much this week, it's not because I'm hogging the mic, which I do, but it's because she's a little...
I'm just hoping you don't catch this.
Yeah, so far. Maybe it's this healthy
brag.
eating
no,
thing
don't
that
brag.
I'm on.
Don't brag.
You can't see it, but over next to her, she's got her little throat lozenges, and she's got her water.
I always have my water.
She's got her water, and she...
Oh, no, you don't need to
okay. Anyway, she's all ready to go. All right, hey, we want to talk a little bit about Halloween. This has been just a lot of fun for a lot of people who have been camping this month. And we've got some pictures. We ask everybody to show some pictures. So I've made some notes here so I can keep this all straight. Let's start off. This one comes to us from, that's Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Yep, I got to go back here. Let's see. Okay, here's one from Lake Rudolph. And this is in Indiana, Lake Rudolph State Park. And you can see whoever has that Class A certainly decorated, didn't they? They had a great time. Then we have another one. This is our friend Logan. Logan is the gentleman with the top hat, and that is his girlfriend Roxy. And that comes to us from Bonnie Schwartz at the Paws Kingdom RV. That's Paws, P-A-W-S, Paws Kingdom RV resort in North Carolina, and he sent us another one too. Let's pull that one up. There they are in front of Bonnie's road trek, and they're dressed as in costume as a bride and a groom. And that is, we got to go to that Paws Kingdom. That is an RV resort, and a lot of people like for dogs, and a lot of people like to bring it there. So we got to go visit that.
Well,
one.
we've got to put that on our bucket list.
It
Bo's
is on
in
our-
here right now.
Yep, Bo's in. This is the Eveland, and I don't know who sent me this picture. This is the Eveland Access Campground in Oskaloosa, Iowa. Oskaloosa, Iowa. And you can see all the kids dressed up in a Halloween parade there. They were having a great time. We've got some more that we came up. This is at Levi Jackson's State Park. That is Penny Wickstrom who sent that in, and that is in London, Kentucky. It's a big, beautiful state park. We really like that park in Kentucky. And then up Halloween. Halloween is not just an American holiday. Up in Algonquin Provincial Park, this comes from Parks Canada. Look at that. There's a trailer that's all lit up for trick-or-treaters, and everybody had a great time. And then I got a series of shots that we have taken in our travels on Halloween. These are all coming to you at the Kentucky Horse Park. This is a Halloween light projected on the RVs, and it's pretty cool, pretty cool. And this is an elaborate little walkthrough where somebody set that outside of their camper, and they had this guy all dressed up in a costume in the center to give the kids the treats. He scared the bejeebers out of them. People go all out all over this country decorating for Halloween, and there's one of the bigger shots that we took, and you can see it's. Let me just kind of widen that out a little bit. No, I guess I can't do much more, but just lots of effort to really have fun with Halloween. Many of the parks are totally booked up, and it's very hard to get in there. So pretty neat. So welcome again to October. I don't know how many of you are camping now, but it's pretty fun. Now, we always use this part of the thing to update you on my new healthy living program. And I got to say, I've been on a plateau, which they warn you you'll get. I started this on September 4th, and we announced it right here on the Sunday before. And we have every week I'm accountable to you on how I'm living with that healthy living fan, and Jennifer is my witness. But I didn't think I'd have a good week at all, but actually I'm down a pound. I have lost now since September 4th 23 pounds. 23 pounds. This is the slowest week I've had in loss, only a pound. That's part of the problem. Whenever you change your life, you reach a plateau and your body adjusts to that, and I'm good with that. The thing I have to tell you is I have more energy. I'm feeling better. I think my immune system's better because I haven't caught what Jennifer has yet.
No, don't start boasting.
Well, I mean, usually I come down with a ray like that. So,
yeah.
That's different. I can see it in my face. My clothes fit better and bigger. I'm now down to a large shirt, a t-shirt, instead of an extra large. At one point I was pushing a 2X. So, I'm way down on that. So this is long term. This is a permanent life change. And we're going to put it to the test this week when we go to Walt Disney World. We go to Walt Disney World. We're heading there. We're going to Disney World this week with about 50 others of you. And we are really looking forward to that. That's going to be a great time, I think.
It is. I guess our dilemma is Bo. We have him scheduled to be kenneled there. But I'm getting kind of cold feet about that. I just hate him locked up in a
Well, they say
cage.
they'll take him for a walk, and it's called, I think, Best Friends
He gets to
Resort.
go potty twice a day, and he gets playtime twice a day. And I'm not sure that's good enough.
Well, yeah,
For my
true.
baby.
For your baby. So we may leave him with Wendy, our daughter, up here in Michigan, and we're going down. It's going to be about a 2 or 3 week trip. Then we come back for Thanksgiving, and we'll stay in Michigan with family until through Christmas, and then we hit the road again. So we're off there this week, and that's pretty exciting. Now, a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, first of all, I just wanted to acknowledge the incredible support and popularity we have with the interview that we did on the podcast and here on YouTube with Lauren Phillips. He's the, I think, 84-year-old solo RV traveler. And he had a line in there that you're never too old. And boy, that has caught on and resonated with so many of you. You know, a lot of us are in the baby boomer generation like us. And, you know, wherever you look, it's millennial this and millennial that. And it's like they're the only ones who are doing stuff. And every now and then you get comments from people, oh, you're too old to do that. Well, we're not too old, as long as you can get out there and do it. So we have started this hashtag called Never Too Old. And let me show you how that works. Whenever you post anything on social media, whether you use Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, use the hashtag Never Too Old. Let me kind of bring it up and show you what it looks like. There you go. Never Too Old. Hashtag Never Too Old. That's a t-shirt now. I think you can see it underneath here, but that's the hashtag Never Too Old. And I want to kind of just show the world that, you know, we really aren't too old, that we are out there, that we are doing stuff, and also to encourage people who maybe think that, oh, you know, they've gotten up there in years, but, you know, even if you just drive, you can do it. And we urge you to get out there and enjoy every single day. Every day is a gift. You don't know how much time we have, right?
Right.
And we are not too old. I mean, we just were riding horses. I did zip lines. We did rafting this year. We had a lot of activities. So you baby boomers, let's not let those millennials tell us that we ought to go out to pasture. Let's tell everybody we're never too old, okay? Now, one other thing, I'm going to get to all your questions now. Over on the right-hand side, you see this this big thing. It's called Super Chat, and it goes so fast. And a lot of you ask for questions about stuff, and I miss them because it's always going fast. So YouTube has this thing, and people have asked me to explain it. So let me kind of do it. It's called, well, let me see if I can find it. There we go. It's right there. See that little dollar sign at the bottom right there? If you click that, that's a thing that Google has that pins your question up at the top of the Super Chat. So as the Super Chat is going fast as it can go, it highlights yours and it works out pretty good. A lot of the other RV live shots, these people do it, and they do it with success. And Google gets this system set up so you can sort of stop and see it. So that is how Super Chat works. It's a way to kind of highlight a question or a comment, and then we will make efforts during the program when we have so many of them to kind of go back and answer all those Super Chats and get to them. So anyway, that is Super Chat. There, that's a lot of preliminary stuff.
They don't have to pay for that, do they?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, it's like, and it's a way. It's kind of like Google takes a big hunk of it, but we get a cut of that too. It's kind of like supporting us, and I shouldn't. And I'm told I shouldn't be ashamed to tell everybody that. So that's good. All right, now let's get to your questions. First one up. Any word on the new RV from Marine?
Yes, it's on the assembly line.
Well, actually,
it's done, isn't it?
It is. Last I heard, Friday, it is due tomorrow to go through testing, which is the very last phase. So it's basically built, and it is at the Roadtrek Shirley Avenue factory, and it's in testing. Now, they told me it's scheduled to be sent out, shipped to us on Thursday. And our hope is, I'm hoping to clear this up tomorrow, because I got to tell you how great the Roadtrek marketing people have arranged for us to borrow a unit, you know, because if ours isn't done, so we can get to the Florida gathering and our commitments there. But we're kind of, and we ask you to hope, cross your fingers for us too, we're kind of hoping that if they can get it, if it goes through all the testing, great, they don't have to go back and adjust anything, that we could get it Thursday, and then we could take it down to Florida. So.
And we could shoot a video of it.
Yeah, we want to do a big premiere and a really detailed video. The last video we did of a tour of our RV has had almost 2 million views. So we want to do this one and really take our time, but we want to do it in a nice setting and not up, all the leaves are coming off the trees up here in Michigan.
And it's rainy and cloudy.
It's rainy and cloudy. And
Don't
doesn't
know when
look
the
good.
sun's
So
going to come out.
if we got it, we can do a nice video down south someplace with it, with some water and.
What will be, will be.
So cross your fingers for us, and but either way, we don't. We will have we'll have something, and that will work out. That will work out pretty great. Let's see. Well, speaking of super chats, here's one that came through from Phyllis. $2. Thank you, Phyllis. She says the biggest tip for someone who is going to be purchasing an RV. What's the biggest tip for someone who will be purchasing an RV? Jennifer, I think it is try before you buy.
Try before you buy. Check them out. Ride in them if you can. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable behind the steering wheel. I don't know if Phyllis is by herself or, if she'll be driving it all the time herself, but it's a big investment, so make sure
even
you
if
like
you're
it.
trading up and you've been an RVer for a while, try a couple of different models. Try a Class A. Try if you're interested in something that big. Try a Class B. Try a Class C. A B plus. And we'll have an interview on the podcast that comes out Wednesday with with a really great RV rental group that's called Outdoorsy. In fact, if you go to roadtrekking.com/outdoorsy, you can learn about it. But you can rent these in wherever you want to use an RV. And we say go rent one for a few days, try it, live with it, and see how all of that works before you buy. That's my biggest step. And that way, then you kind of know if you're really happy with it.
Because when we bought our first one, we bought used, and when I excuse my voice, when we bought it, I said, how much will it depreciate in a year? Because I had every intention of doing that 1 year and then moving on. But here it is, year 7, and we're still in our Class B, and we love it.
Yeah, we did not think that we would be doing it.
Well, you did.
I knew I wanted it, but I wasn't sure. So, all right. So I'm trying to go back here now and pick up where we were and pick up lots of you saying hi, and there's so many highs that I'll never get to the question. So I appreciate it's just fun to see as we see Puerto Rico, California, Florida, every state. Here's a question from Roderick. He says, how do you transport rad bikes? Inside or outside? What carrier? We carry it in a rear-mounted hitch, Roderick, on the back of our RV. And we use the mount that fits into that. It's called the Hollywood mount. Now, these rad power bikes are electric bikes. They're heavy. They weigh about, with the batteries out there, they're over 50 pounds each. And we like to take both of them. So we need a pretty good rack, and that Hollywood rack supports them great.
And you bring the batteries inside. You don't leave the batteries on the bikes.
Now, I do tape up the connections with some electrical tape, when I carry it in the back. I don't travel with a cover on it, and we have not had any problem. I know a lot of people think you should wrap it and cover it, and I probably should. I do when I take it off and I leave it at the outside with the batteries and everything on. I put a cover on them, a little cheap cover we bought, but so it's great. But to get it, make sure you have a heavy enough hitch, and for us it's the Hollywood. Now I do want to pick up an extension. It's about that much of an extension. Kind of this end here fits into the hitch, and this end fits into the mount on the rig on the bumper mount. And what it allows you then to do is swing it out so you can open the rear doors. And that's what we're going to get. We're going to pick up that extension as well. But the Hollywood rack is what we use. And that's pretty cool. Cindy says she likes our blue jackets. Yes, they're actually a little different. You have a little different material there. With
they're
our
comfy.
Cool little logo on it. It's
Land's End.
Land's End is where we got these. And you can see below us we got shirts, and we've got a shop on the blog and on the podcast and all that stuff. But you guys don't have to get all that stuff.
I mean,
we like to wear it
because they wash nice.
Yeah, they wash it, and it's really comfortable. This is fleece, and it's cool. So we have a good thing. Mark says, how is your satellite internet?
It's gone.
Well, it's going to be on the new one.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be on the new one. But it's... I've explained this a number of times, so I'll try and make it brief. The system we have is a Kymeta antenna, and we have been prototyping it. It's a flat antenna, a flat satellite dish. Doesn't look like a satellite dish at all. It's a software-controlled. It's kind of like a phased array, if you know what that means, but basically it locks into the satellites, and software keeps that strong signal. So as you're driving down the road, this really cool antenna locks into the signal. Now it's locking into the internet satellite that is 22,000 miles up in geosynchronous orbit, so it stays in one place. So wherever you are in the world, the satellite's either very low, or if you're up high, it's high. Whatever part of the world, that satellite stays in one place. And it's okay. It's slow. It's about 4 megabits per second, which is not fast enough to do like a YouTube Live or a video on Facebook. It's okay to read the web and get email and stuff. However, in the next year or so, a whole constellation of low orbiting satellites, internet satellites, will be constantly going over the Earth and sending down these really cool beams with super fast broadband-like speed. That is when that antenna will really shine. That's when Kymeta will, I'm sure, get enough orders that the scale of the sales will be strong enough that the price will come down. Right now, the price is absolutely prohibited unless you have money to burn. Let me just tell you that. And that's why it's not being sold by the Heimer company, which is testing it out. The price is too much. So there you go. There are other satellite solutions if you don't mind pointing a dish, but I don't want to do that. And most of the times, my Verizon signal works great. Let's see. Looking for some questions. Mark wants to know, how's Bo? Bo's great. He
was here just a second ago.
He just was in looking at us, wondering who we were talking to and why they weren't paying attention to him. But I'll tell him you ask. So let's go. You get some health advice. Take Airborne. That's that club. I think that's good when you're coming down with the cold. But
I can't take vitamin C. I think Airborne is vitamin C. I've got a little glitch in my immune system. I can't take C.
Yeah. Shirley, I did the weight thing. I gave you that weight. Oh, you might have put that on before, but hopefully you saw that I'm down now 23 pounds since September 4th. So that's going pretty good. And let's see, what else do we got? I'm going through these as fast as I can. Lots of you saying hi, and many of you talking about our background behind there. Our friends, the Jim and Christine, the Geeks on Tour, are saying hi from Florida. Hey guys, how are you? We'll be down, close to you. We'll be down at Walt Disney World this coming weekend. In fact, we should next Sunday night we should be doing this show from Fort Wilderness.
And you better have your voice. Otherwise
you got to do
you're
a lot
in trouble.
You got a lot of talking. Sharon's again asking, do we get our new RV? No, but this is the week. We're either going to borrow one for the Disney trip or ours will be done. We hope to have more information on it by tomorrow. But
we're in a tough place because we don't want them to rush it.
Yeah.
But we would like it.
Do you go anywhere like the YMCA in various cities? Yes, we do.
Used to have with our health club traveling. We went to the YMCA, but we found YMCAs are normally in big metropolitan areas.
Bigger one. And we tend to go in smaller areas, rural
Anytime
areas.
Fitness, you find those just about everywhere.
So we switched from the YMCA to Anytime Fitness. And what I like about Anytime Fitness
is we can go there anytime and we can shower there.
And they have private bathrooms with unlimited hot water showers. It's awesome. It's awesome when you're on the road. So that's kind of where we go. Linda says, what is your new diet program? I just a few weeks ago subscribed. I'm from Sanford, Florida. Linda, we signed up, and if you go back several episodes on the podcast, you'll hear us interview the guy it's a company called Custom Health Centers, and it's a guided program. They also will do some online. And as I got into the program, I asked them what it is, and basically they said it is mostly a keto program. Well, since in the 2 months now that I've been on it, I've kind of modified it with their permission, and I'm much more ketogenic now. I'm pretty much eating all keto, which for me has been a tremendous procedure to go on. It's just so much easier. No cravings for sugar, none. No carbs. I did want a glass of wine the other night when we had a steak, though.
I got a craving for sugar the other night, and I was running around the house trying to find sugar. I found it, and then I was up all night.
Yeah.
I was just like a little kid. I hadn't had sugar in so long. When I ate it, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Kind of like caffeine.
Hey, Mark sent me a super chat. Mark, let's bring Mark on. Mark, the super chat at $1.99. Hey, Mark, I get 30
99
cents.
cents
I
would
think
do
I
it.
get 30 cents of that or something. But hey, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you doing that. That's what that super chat's about. It's kind of fun to watch it, and to kind of see how it all goes. It highlights it and it actually sends me a little text and it says it. So it's pretty cool. Many of you talking to each other. Mark Hopkins, our friend out in California. Mark has a new SS Agile in production at the Road Trekking Factory now. And he says, like you, I'm waiting for deliverance. And that's Mark's dog, Hitch, Hutch, right next to him. And he's a great dog. We like that dog. He's a very friendly dog. He likes you.
Hey, what can I say?
Yeah, he likes me too. But I mean, he seems to like women. So. All right, so let's kind of go through. I'm missing. There we go. All right, back into the questions. Did you make any wolf calls in Algonquin? We didn't, but some of the people in our group. If you've seen the video yet, did you see our video? It's up right here on this channel. Just look. It's the most recent one after this video. Please go look at that Algonquin video, and you'll see about it. It's a gorgeous park. Tell them about how that worked.
Can we tell them about we lost something that we wanted to do that we'd worked so hard on?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
True confession time.
Yeah, we'd spent over an hour shooting video of the lumber museum, and we had all these great shots, and it was so interesting. And then somewhere it disappeared. We don't know what happened to it.
What happens is I shoot a lot of video, and I have a system where I try and download the video from the camera to my computer as soon as I can after I shoot it. And I did that, but I was at a picnic table and all of our people were around and talking to me. And somehow or another, I didn't keep track of those files. They either got deleted or maybe I put them in another file. I've looked and looked and looked and done searches and I can't seem to find them. But it was weird because we got the first part of the museum, of the lumbering museum, and then I got stuff that I shot after that, but there was a whole bunch in between.
And it was very interesting.
It was really interesting. So hopefully I can find that. If I ever find it again, I'll put that all up as a standalone vehicle. But the wolf call, some of our people went out on the lake at night in a canoe, and they could hear the wolves, and they howled back, and the wolves talked to them. That's pretty cool, don't you think? I really like that. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, Bo was interested in that.
Yep.
That got his attention.
Yep. All right.
Got his mind off the chipmunks.
All right, Sharon, it says, fingers crossed for us to get that new RV, but even if we go to Disney for the gathering, we'll be there, and we're going to be there even if we have to, and Road Trek's offered to let us borrow a unit. In fact, it's a unit that we used to have that they've kept now for their marketing people to run around with, and they're going to let us borrow that if we can't get that in time. But everybody, lots of positive thoughts, prayers for those of you who pray, and let's see if we can get that new one. I always feel guilty at this time asking people to pray about something silly like that.
More important things.
More important things you can pray about. Have you ever thought about coming to South Louisiana? Oh, Hannah, we love South Louisiana. I love Cajun food. We have a video on that we did our last visit, which was just last spring, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll be going through there again in March, I believe. Love South Louisiana, love Bayou country, love Cajun food, and we will be back through again. It's a gorgeous area and so rich. I love that Arcadian Cajun history that you have out there. Next time we go, there's a bunch of antebellum type homes that we can tour. Just on it would be the northwest side of Lake Pontchartrain, and we want to go and go through a tour of all of those things. So that'll be pretty fun. So Mark is asking, how is Bo and your internet? Bo's doing great, and we kind of talked about the internet before, on the thing. So I think I'm just trying to catch up with questions that I've already answered. But thank you, many of you on. Let's see. Who else do I have here? If Rad Bike needs service, do you send it back? That's a great question. Actually, no. Most bike shops can service it. The only thing that's different from them is the motor which would be probably replaced, or there may be a new part for it that the bike shop could get very quickly. Rad Power is really good on service, so you just would take it to a local bike, and most bike shops now are very familiar with electric bikes, so that will work out really good. We got people saying don't leave Bo caged up, just leave him with your kids instead. Better for him.
I started thinking about that, and where we're camping, it's not where dogs can be. And so, okay, do we camp with all of our friends, or do we camp in a loop that's dog friendly? And I thought, well, that's kind of defeats the point of going with all of our friends. And I can't stand the idea of Bo being locked up in a cage all the time, because he runs free and he's with us. And our daughter, son-in-law, and our 2 granddaughters absolutely love him, so he will be loved at their house.
I think the reason we're reluctant to leave him with them is that we will miss him. And,
we're going to miss him terribly. I mean, with my being sick, I was sleeping on the sofa last night. He came out and had to join me. I was laying on the bed. He jumped up on the bed, put his paw on me. I mean, he's a sweet dog. He's totally weaseled his way into my heart.
He's got us wrapped around
his
little
he's got us. I mean,
paws.
we feel guilty leaving the dog.
Yeah.
He's a very sweet boy. And I can't stand the idea of him being locked up in a cage where twice a day they let him go to the bathroom. How do I know they're going to really do that?
Yeah, they do. They do try to. Cindy says, what are some of your travel plans after the Tampa show in January 2019? Let's see. Well, we have some tentative ones that we're not quite ready to share. And a lot of it is dependent on the road trekking gatherings that we put on, or we're a part of, and we don't put them on. We're a part of them every year, and usually there's 5, 6, 7. This year there were 8. They just finished in Kansas. We just did one in Kansas. The Algonquin one that's on the channel here was one. So after the Tampa show, I'm trying to think what we're going to do next, where we're going to go from there. We should have a schedule, I think, in the next couple of weeks of all the 2019 events. Now, they may not be ready for you to book and reserve a spot, but they'll at least have the dates for them. And when you see those, I think the first one starts, we're looking at in probably March. I know our plans, we're going to go from the Tampa RV show in January. Well, the first one we're doing a gathering up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan the second weekend of January at Tequamanon Falls State Park in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. That's the annual one we do in the snow. It's like,
hopefully there'll be snow.
It's like 2.5 feet of snow on the ground, and we will be there. And I know there's about 30 or so others. Basically, you want to go, you just call up the Michigan DNR, make your reservations for that weekend, and we all are going to just hang out. We got a lot of people volunteering to do different stuff. We'll go out to eat together. We'll have big fires. We'll do snowshoeing and have a lot of fun. So after we do that, then we're going to run back down to Tampa and for the Tampa Super RV show. Then I think we're going to head over to the Emerald Coast and spend a few weeks there. And we have a condo there. We loved it. We've got 3 or 4 stories I want to do that are within a day's drive of there. We're going to go out and put stories together for the YouTube channel. We want to go to Texas, Big Bend National Park in the early spring, as early as we can get out there when it's not too cold. And then I think we'll have a gathering out that way, a little farther past that, and lots of gatherings coming up all year round. We have some trips that we want to do that we're going to do. Well, I'll share some of those later, maybe but we have some longer trips, and we don't really travel with other people because we see stuff along the way, and we stop, and we start at different times, and people get really frustrated because they're trying to follow us, and you can't because we don't know what we're doing. So
it's true, we don't know what we're doing,
and it's often hard to shoot a video with more than just the 2 of us and Bo. So anyway, we'll let you know on all of them, but that's a start of where we're heading. Do you know if Canadians have to pay more at your state parks and at public lands when boondocking? I think any out-of-state resident at a state park, wherever you go, is going to have an extra fee. The residents always get a good price. I don't know whether you have to pay more. I don't think you have to pay any more at national parks or at public lands. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can have that Golden Age passport, which is a discounted price. I think it's $80, and it gets you in free at any national park, and half price for camping on national park lands.
Does Canada have that for their people, like our?
I don't think they have that
passport?
Golden Age pass, but But on state parks, every state park has a residence price, and then it has a price for non-residents. And so you'd pay the same as a non-resident would from another state that was camping in that state park. So there you go. Bill says we're planning a trip to Fort Wilderness in spring 2019, and he says taking the family of 6, we'll reserve a cabin. Our adult kids will sleep there, and we'll sleep in our Travato in the driveway.
Perfect.
Well, that'll be fun. You'll have a great time. That'll be great. Well, we'll do a video. I mean, everybody's done videos on Fort Wilderness, but we'll do our style of videos because we're never too old. And I think the theme of ours will be, are you ever too old to go to Disney? We've been there many, many, many times with kids and grandkids.
Oh, yeah. I remember taking our kids and staying at the Polynesian after it first opened.
This is going to be so funny because it's going to be just the 2 of us if we don't take Bull. But we're with 50 other road trek type RVers, people who are, in all different kinds of vehicles. And we will we do as best as we can to have fun with all of them as well. So anyway,
do review.
Just remember what I keep telling you, folks. You're never too old. Never too old. Use that hashtag. Let's see. Herne says, when you close off at the end of your podcast, do you go through the comments and questions that don't get read out? I do. I read all of them. It gets a little difficult after it ends because they don't stay up long. I don't go back and answer everyone. Otherwise, it would take me 2 days. I mean, you can see. Just scroll through here how many there are. So it's hard. We have to kind of pick and choose the ones we think on the fly are of more interest to them all, and that's kind of part about it. So we'll see what we can do.
You got to talk and read at the same time. It's basically
I'm trying to talk and read. Like I was just saying that, and I'm reading friends from Jim and Christine, Geeks on Tour. Have you heard about the new OTR? Is it O or Q? OTR mobile hotspot from AT&T. True unlimited LTE, $60 a month. That's a great price. But here's the deal. AT&T service mostly sucks. At least every place we go. We tend to go to remote places. It's the worst internet service out there. Although I did hear in the wake of Hurricane Michael, it worked in Panama City, Florida, where Verizon was down. But at any rate, I applaud them for having true unlimited LTE. Verizon advertises unlimited LTE. Okay, so you tell me if this is unlimited. Yeah, you can use it. You can keep using it. But once you exceed, I think, 15 gigabytes of usage in a month, they throttle you. In other words, they slow you way down, so it's basically unusable. It happened to us trying to do this very video. We did a live shot out in Pomona on our AT&T card. We did a Facebook Live version, and then we were going to come back on Sunday and do this report. Well, lo and behold, I hit that 15 gig. It doesn't take much when you're doing live video. And they throttled me back, and I couldn't make the connection. I had to work around and pull some strings and find another way. But when Verizon says unlimited data, it's not. It is not. They limit you. Once you hit that 15, then they throttle your speed back. Yes, it's unlimited that you can still use it, kind of, if you think that's good enough, but it's not good for much of anything except maybe an occasional email. So congratulations to AT&T for doing that. Now I just wish they would beef up their network and get better coverage. That's the big thing. Karen Hicks knows your feeling. Breaks my heart when I have to leave my fur babies. She's got a German Shepherd in a lab. That's tough, right?
It is. It's hard to leave them.
Yeah.
They give you that look.
Yeah. David from Sydney, Australia. Hey, mate. He has the Tiffin Breeze 33. I think it's either Sydney, Ohio or Sydney, Australia. So, Tiffin Breeze 33. He said, what do you think of the Breeze? David, anything from Tiffin Motors is first rate. Bob Tiffin and his family have been making these things in Redbird, Alabama for many years, and they make a quality rig. So you can rest assured you've got a great RV if it's a Tiffin, and they're great. Cindy says, wherever you guys go, it'll be fun to follow along and live vicariously through your adventures. The videos are always great and informative. You know, let me ask you all this, because sometimes we aren't sure what to do them. It seems that the videos that everybody watches the most are just videos of us just kind of talking and kind of walking through what we see. I'm a journalist, right? So I always want to tell a story and have a who, what, when, what, and they don't. The ones that get read are kind of just the talking ones. So I think one of our goals for the next year is to do more day in a life stuff. And if you have some suggestions, type those out for me here so we can read them.
So that means I got to stop telling you to slow down?
Somebody was, if you look at the Algonquin video, that's an example. So watch that. Tell me if that's what you like. I did like the first 5-6 minutes is just us driving to Canada, and we show how we get across customs and what it's like at the bridge and, entering Canada. And in the thing, we're driving, and you hear Jennifer say, slow down, Mike. Slow down, Mike. And somebody noticed he said that he noticed that Jennifer says, slow down, Mike, and he doesn't slow down. I didn't even know that.
Well, the second time I told you slow down, then I said speed bump. So, I mean, I felt kind of justified by saying slow down, speed bump. But we do help each other drive.
We have a rule, really, that one person's driving is the pilot, but the other person is the co-pilot.
Yeah, you're looking for...
And
to help see exits. There's on the right. There's this. There's that. There's a restaurant up ahead. Better, do you need gas?
I need all the help I can get. And
so do I. Yeah. And I tell them, help me.
So she tells me to slow down, and I can say to her, with no pain, no punishment, I can say speed up.
You have told me to speed up.
Yep.
But you also have told me to slow down.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of our thoughts. Just to more document our travels, show you what we're seeing and stuff, but. So take a look at the Algonquin video that's up there. Take a look at the last one we did on the Kansas cattle drive, where we just drive along and we just show you what we're experiencing. And if that's what you like, that's what we'll do. And then sometimes, and then we do our interviews of the week, which is kind of fact driven. But our main Thursday videos are the ones we'll kind of work on. So we'll go ahead. Bob and Debbie, do you use HF in your RV? If so, what antenna do you use? That's Bob, W0EK. Bob, that's a ham radio question for the rest of us. I am K8ZRH, and HF stands for high frequency, and it's kind of like the long distance ham radio. No, I use it, I have it, I carry it, but I do not use it while I drive. For one thing, it's rude, right? I mean, Jennifer's not a ham radio operator. It's a lot of noise. It's great noise, Jen. It's a lot of fun. If I was alone in it, I would definitely use it all the time. But we're experiencing this together, and it's rude for me to have that on and to be listening to some guy across the country who I don't even know when I'm not talking to my own wife. So I don't have it in the rig always available, but I have it so I can set it up. And I have a portable antenna. I can throw one up in a tree, or I've got one that works on a small tripod. It's called a buddy pole. And I carry a rig with me. Ham radio is a hobby, and it's a lot of fun. I've had it since I was a teenager, a preteen even. But
I've got one less friend now.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I bet not at all. They understand that. So we do have it, but a lot of people have trouble putting them on a small car. The screwdriver antennas work well. The ones that are adjustable. That's always good, and it's pretty tough to get good HF ham radio stuff out of at least a Class B RV, because there's so much fiberglass. It's hard to get a ground for the antenna. I do have UHF and VHF, and I do often will turn that on, although there's very little activity that I hear going around. I use a service called APRS, which is ARPS, Automatic Reporting System, something like that, which sends my signal out, and I'm boring everybody. It's too technical. I'm sorry. Okay. Sharon made reservations at 2 different national parks, and it cut the cost in half to $15 a night.
Good.
That's great. That's great. We're working on a video that'll come out, I think, this week on California's national park, the ones that that are on our bucket list, 5 of them. And one of the things that, as we're putting this video together, the campgrounds are all pretty, by modern standards, pretty primitive. They're all boondocking, very few amenities, and that's true of all the national parks. We've talked before about the backlog and maintenance on our national parks, so many of them, and Often we find the best camping really is right outside the national park. There's almost always national forest, U.S. forest land around there. Mm-hmm. That's what we like, especially around Yellowstone. We're like 3 miles from the Yellowstone. We have a little campground we like there. So it's pretty cool. We want videos of actual RVing. Well, that's what they are, I guess. Okay, so I don't know what. So go look at what we're doing. Hopefully that's what you like. I don't know. I'm not sure. David is in Sydney, Australia, and he feels good with our advice. If I ever come over, hey, we want to come. On our bucket list, because remember, you're never too old. On our long-term bucket list, we want to go to Australia, David, and rent an RV and really enjoy that awesome country, and that would be really fun. All right, we're getting some comments. Maureen liked the Algonquin video. I appreciate that. We like the informative videos, so when we go there, we'll have a heads up of what will happen, especially at the border. Okay, good.
Yeah, I thought that at the border was good to tell people about what it's like crossing into Canada in case they haven't done that.
Yeah. Judy says I get in trouble for co-piloting. Well, work it out, Judy. It's okay. You gotta be careful. You gotta have the pilot's permission, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. You have to have the permission of whoever's driving to help them out.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see. Lots of you talking about the Algonquin video, the Kansas video. Those were all fun. That was great.
And should I also say that things appear closer to women than men? I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that once. Like when we're piloting, it's visually it's like closer to us.
There really is something to that, because you'll say, "Watch out, watch out, watch out," and I'm like the guy's like 70 feet away. But I think women see things closer.
And it's also like, guys, it's right in front of you. Something will be under the cupboard and it's right in front of them and they can't see it.
You mean, like when you say,
visually.
What are you doing?
When you say, go to the cupboard and bring me something, like
bring
the ketchup.
And I'll open it up and I'll say,
right in front of you and you can't
find
see it. And I'll say,
right.
it's right there.
Oh, I'll open the door. Thing. I'll open the door and I don't see it. And you'll walk in and you'll go, right there. I didn't see it. So
I've heard all this stuff. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that.
Yeah, it's great. All right, well, that brings us to an end of another Ask Us Anything, and I want to thank you guys for being a part of it. Thanks to Phyllis and to I think I didn't see whether Diana was on there. I didn't see her in the on the right hand side saying she checked in, but for our moderators who are helping us keep this thing all positive and fun. And for all of you who ask questions, please know how much we appreciate that. It's really fun. We hope you have a great week. It's the newsletter comes out tomorrow. We have a lot of news in the newsletter. We urge you to check. If you don't know about the newsletter, it's part of our RVing community. You get it free every Monday morning in your inbox. Is a pretty long, hard worked. We work hard on it with lots of news and links and tips. And you can subscribe to that free on the roadtrekking.com blog. What else? And then Tuesdays are our RV quick tips right here in the YouTube channel. We try and keep them all short to within just a couple minutes ago. Wednesday is the podcast, and with the podcast we always do an interview, a video version of that interview, and that comes out Wednesday. And then Thursday, every Thursday is our main video of the week, and this one will be on the 5 California national parks that are on our bucket list, and we're looking forward to it. So with that, thank you guys so much. Oh, Deanna's there. Let's give a shout out to her. Everybody say hi to Deanna Floro. Please thank Deanna along with Phyllis Kerr. They are our new moderators, and it is so great to know that.
Thank you so much.
That we're in Phyllis Kerr's care, and that Deanna Floro is lending her expertise, taking care of us as well. We appreciate that so much, and we appreciate you guys being there. This has become a highlight of our week, and we start looking forward to it all week long. So it's great. Thank you guys. God bless you all. Have a great week. And next Sunday night, Lord willing, we will be at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. We'll come to you live.
And you better have a voice.
I better have a voice.
Yeah, you got to be healthy.
And we'll update everybody on the Facebook group. It's Road Trekking RV Lifestyle. That's the name of the group on Facebook. we'll update you when we find out whether we're getting our new RV or whether we're going to be borrowing one this week. Either way, we'll have one, and we'll be in Florida. And we look forward to checking in with you from there, as well as on the blog and on the podcast and in the newsletter. So we are out of here, and stay warm, have fun. God
Happy
bless.
trails.
Bye-bye.